All right, everyone, get ready, because today we are going deep on Google's Notebook LM.
Notebook LM.
It's this AI tool for research.
Yeah.
And we've got like articles and user guides and even encyclopedia entries.
Wow.
So by the end of this,
Okay.
you'll know what Notebook LM is.
Okay.
You'll know how it works.
Uh-huh.
And you'll know why some people are calling it a game changer.
Interesting.
And why some people are kind of freaked out.
Yeah, it is definitely generating a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that's captivating people
Yeah.
is that it's not just another tool, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a really smart
Yeah.
research assistant who
Okay.
can like actually synthesize information.
Okay, so it's not just another chatbot.
No.
I'm picturing like, I have all these research papers and articles
Yeah.
that I've been meaning to read,
Uh-huh.
but I never actually get around to.
I know that feeling.
And this can actually like read them and make sense of them for me.
That's exactly it. So it's like having a research assistant, but like a virtual one that lives in your browser, essentially.
Gotcha.
And it's powered by Google's Gemini AI.
Yeah, I've heard of Gemini.
But the really special thing about Notebook LM is that it's not just looking at words on a page.
Yeah.
It's actually understanding the context, visuals, and even audio.
Wait a minute, audio too?
Yes.
So like I could upload a podcast
Yes.
or a YouTube video
Exactly.
and it'll actually like get it.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So that's the power of Gemini 1.5.
Yes, it has what we call multimodal capability.
Multimodal.
So that means it can take in text, images, audio, and connect all the information.
So like imagine I could give it a YouTube lecture on climate change.
Yes.
Plus on my research papers.
Right.
And then it just like spits out all the key points.
That's the idea.
Wow. Okay, so I'm starting to see the potential here.
Yeah.
So I can give it all this different stuff,
Uh-huh.
but how does it actually work?
Yeah.
Do I just like throw everything into one big pile and...
Well, no, not exactly. It's actually pretty organized.
Okay.
You create what they call notebooks.
Notebooks.
And those are dedicated to specific topics or projects.
Okay.
So think of it like digital binders where you put all your sources.
Okay, so like one for climate change, one for, whatever I'm researching.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And you can upload a lot of sources,
Wow.
up to like 50 sources and 25 million words.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
So then Notebook LM, it basically reads all of that, right?
that's exactly right.
Okay.
It goes through it and uses its AI to understand what it's all about.
Okay.
It figures out like the main ideas, facts, and like
Yeah.
how all the different pieces connect.
Okay, so I've got my digital binders. They're full of research.
Yeah.
And Notebook LM has read it all and understood it.
Right.
Now what could I do with it?
Okay, well, this is where it gets really interesting. One of the coolest things is that you can start asking it questions.
Like what?
Well, anything from like, give me a summary of this article to what are the main arguments for and against this theory?
Interesting.
And it's not just giving you random quotes.
Right.
It's actually giving you thoughtful answers based on an understanding of your sources.
Okay, so it's not just keyword searching.
No.
It's like,
It's deeper.
it's actually understanding.
It gets it.
Wow.
Yeah, and the best part is it even gives you citations.
Citations?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I know where the information's coming from?
Exactly.
That would save me so much time.
Yeah, no more frantically searching.
Exactly. Through
Yeah.
all my notes.
Right.
Okay, that alone is amazing.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's more, right?
Oh, there's definitely more.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But, Notebook LM actually started as this experimental project called Project Tailwind.
Project Tailwind, yeah. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it was back in 2023, and it was all very hush-hush.
It was.
But now it's officially out in the wild.
Okay.
And it's evolved quite a bit.
All right, so are we ready to see what this thing can actually do?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so we've heard that Notebook LM can, like, plow through a ton of research
Right.
and answer all my questions.
Yeah,
But you mentioned some innovative features earlier.
I did.
What else can it do?
Okay, well, imagine this.
Oh.
You're researching
Yeah.
like a really complex topic,
Like the history of AI.
the history of AI. Perfect example.
Okay.
And you've got all your articles and books
Yeah,
uploaded into Notebook LM.
right.
And now you want to make a timeline
Okay,
of
yeah.
all the key events.
The history of AI
Exactly.
that would normally take, like, forever.
Right. Like hours and hours.
Yeah, highlighting, cross-referencing,
Ugh, so tedious.
trying to keep it all straight.
I know.
It's a nightmare.
It is.
But with Notebook LM, you can just be like, hey, make me a timeline
Exactly. You just tell it,
Yeah.
generate a timeline of the history of AI
based on my source.
based on your sources. Yeah.
And it just, like, does it?
It does it.
Right.
And it's not just a list of dates either.
Okay.
It's actually like a well-structured, informative timeline.
So it understands the connections.
It understands the connections.
That's wild.
It's like having an automated research assistant
Who also organizes.
who organizes everything for you. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that's just one example.
Okay, so what else?
You can ask it to generate all sorts of things, like
Okay.
FAQs,
Yeah.
summaries in different formats,
Uh-huh.
even study guides.
Study guides.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine a student who's, like, really behind in class.
Okay.
They could upload all their notes and
Yeah.
readings,
Right.
and Notebook LM would create, like,
A personalized study guide.
Yeah.
Exactly.
highlighting everything important.
That's the idea.
Wow, that would be a game changer.
It would make learning so much more efficient
Yeah, and accessible.
and accessible.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about students.
Uh-huh.
What about, like, businesses?
Businesses? Oh, yeah.
I can see this being super helpful for, like,
Yeah.
professionals who need to keep up with trends
Right. Excellent.
or analyze data.
Like, imagine a marketing team.
Okay.
They're trying to understand, consumer trends.
Right.
They could feed Notebook LM all their market research,
And, like, social media data.
social media data, competitor analysis,
Yeah.
all of that.
And then, like, ask it to tell them what's important
Yeah, like what are the key insights here?
or predict future trends.
Exactly.
That would be huge for making, like, strategic decisions.
It would. It would.
Instead of spending weeks
Yeah.
going through all that data.
Right. It's like Notebook LM does the heavy lifting.
And the humans can focus on the, like,
On the creative stuff.
the big picture stuff.
Exactly.
And, like, what about research in general?
Oh, researchers. Yeah.
Like, scientists and stuff?
Right. Researchers could use this to
Yeah.
identify key findings from studies.
Okay.
See connections between different studies.
And maybe even, like, come up with new research ideas.
Exactly. That's a great point.
But some people are worried about AI, right?
Yeah.
Like, they think it'll make us lazy.
Right. Or stifle creativity.
Yeah.
I mean, those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember
Yeah.
that AI should be a tool
Okay.
to help us.
Not replace us?
Exactly. We still need to think for ourselves.
Right. It's about balance.
It's about balance. Yeah.
Using AI to augment our intelligence.
Yes.
Not to, like, become dependent on it.
That's it. That's it.
Like a thought partner.
A thought partner. I like that.
And we can't forget about, like, the ethical stuff.
Right. We need to make sure it's used responsibly.
Yeah. Can't just blindly trust the technology. We need to be aware of its limitations,
Yes.
potential biases,
Mm-hmm.
make sure it benefits humanity.
Absolutely.
Okay, but shifting gears a bit,
Okay.
the thing that really blows my mind is the audio overviews.
Oh, yeah. The audio
It
overviews.
just sounds so futuristic.
It is pretty remarkable.
So, like,
Yeah.
I upload a research paper or a report,
Right.
and then I can listen to a podcast about it.
Yeah. Podcast-style conversation
Wow.
between these AI hosts.
So these AI hosts are analyzing the paper
They are.
and, like, actually having a conversation about it.
Yeah. They're like
That's wild.
discussing the key points,
Wow.
making connections, offering different perspectives.
Like real researchers would.
Exactly.
And I can, like, pause and rewind.
You can pause, rewind. You can even ask your own questions.
So it's like a personalized research discussion
Exactly.
tailored to my needs.
It takes all the power of Notebook LM and makes it super accessible.
Wow.
It's really incredible.
It's like having your own personal team of experts.
Yeah, it's like having a research team on demand.
This is amazing.
It is. It's pretty cool.
So this has been a great deep dive.
Yeah.
Notebook LM is clearly a game changer.
Definitely has the potential.
But are there any limitations we should know about?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like any technology, it's not perfect.
Okay.
One thing to remember is the data limit.
The data limit.
Yeah, remember each notebook is capped at
Yeah.
50 sources and 25 million words.
Okay, so not unlimited.
Not unlimited, no.
So it's not magic.
Not magic yet.
Yeah.
Another thing is
Right.
that it's not great with those really open-ended questions.
What do you mean?
Like, it's amazing at summarizing
Okay.
and finding specific information,
Yeah.
but it's not going to debate philosophy with you
Okay.
or, like, write you a novel.
So it's not sentient,
Not yet.
right? AI is evolving, but
Yeah.
it's not there yet.
Not there yet.
But even so,
Even so,
it's a huge step forward
it is.
in how we do research and learn.
Absolutely. And share knowledge.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
You too.
Like what new things will be possible.
It's exciting to think about.
It is. So we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
from like personalized study guides
Uh-huh.
to AI-powered research assistants
Great.
to podcasts about our research.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And I think it's crucial
Yeah.
to use this technology thoughtfully
Right.
and
Responsibly.
responsibly. Yeah,
Make sure it serves humanity.
exactly.
All right. Well said. And I think there's even more to explore with Notebook LM.
Oh, definitely.
So should we dive into some more specifics?
Let's do it.
Welcome back to the deep dive on Notebook LM.
Back for more.
I'm excited to get into like the nuts and bolts of this thing.
Yeah, let's get under the hood.
So we talked about uploading all these different sources.
Right.
But like, what about integrating with other tools?
Oh, that's a great point.
Like the stuff I already use.
That's one of the best things about Notebook LM. It plays really nicely with other Google stuff,
Like what?
like Google Drive, Google Scholar,
The whole ecosystem.
the whole ecosystem, yeah.
So instead of having my research like
Yeah.
scattered everywhere,
Yeah, right.
I can just bring it all into Notebook LM.
Exactly. One central hub.
One hub to rule them all.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of streamlining,
Okay.
let's talk about search.
Search. Yeah.
Anyone who's ever done serious research knows
I know.
that finding the right piece of information
Yeah.
is like a nightmare.
It can be so frustrating.
Yeah, you're scrolling through pages and
That's
pages,
scroll
just
on.
trying to remember where you saw something.
Ah, I hate that.
But Notebook LM has AI-powered search.
It does.
So it's not just like basic keywords.
No.
It actually understands.
Understands the context.
So it's like it knows what I'm looking for,
Exactly.
even if I'm not using the right words.
It's like having a research assistant
Yeah.
who just gets you.
Okay, but sometimes I don't even know what I'm looking for
I know that feeling.
until I start digging into a topic.
Yeah.
Then I end up with like a million tabs open
Tab overload.
and just like information overload.
It's overwhelming.
But with Notebook LM,
Yeah.
I can just like ask it questions,
You can't.
even if I don't have specific keywords.
It's like having a conversation with an expert.
So I could ask, what are the main arguments for and against this theory?
You could?
And it would give me a good answer.
A thoughtful, organized answer.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's drawing from your sources.
Okay.
So it's not just generic web search results.
Right. It's tailored to my research.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's talk more about those audio overviews.
The audio overviews, yes.
Because that's like the feature.
it's pretty mind-blowing.
That really got my attention.
It's where Notebook LM really shines.
So just remind me how it works.
Okay, so you pick the sources that you want to include,
Mm-hmm.
and then the AI generates this podcast-style conversation
That's
between these virtual hosts.
And they're discussing the material.
They are.
Like analyzing it and everything?
Yeah, they're like
Aren't it?
highlighting key points, making connections,
This is crazy.
offering different perspectives.
It's like having a personal research discussion.
That's exactly it.
Okay, we've talked a lot about how amazing Notebook LM is.
It is pretty amazing.
But are there any limitations?
Well, like any technology,
Yeah.
it's not perfect.
Okay.
One thing to keep in mind
Yeah.
is the data limit.
The data limit.
Each notebook is capped
Yeah.
at 50 sources and 25 million words.
Okay, so not unlimited.
Not unlimited, no.
So there are some boundaries.
There are some boundaries, yeah.
What else?
Another thing,
Okay.
it's not great with super open-ended questions.
Okay.
Like, it can summarize amazingly,
Uh-huh.
find specific info,
Right.
but it's not going to, like, write you a poem.
Okay, so it's not going to replace poets anytime soon.
Not yet.
But even with those limitations,
Yeah.
it's a big step forward for like
Baruch,
learning.
sharing knowledge.
Yeah, all of that.
It's exciting to think about where it could go next.
It really is.
Like, what new possibilities will it unlock?
It's a whole new world of possibilities.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive on Google's Notebook LM.
It was a good one.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into
Something new.
another fascinating topic.
So stay tuned.
Until then, keep exploring and keep learning.